So again, higher highs in price, lower highs over here on the QQQs. That's suggesting that we're going to see a pullback in the next couple days. If we take a look at the 10-minute chart, we see the exact same thing. 10-minute chart. So we're seeing the exact same thing in the 10-minute chart. It's not pretty whatsoever. And here's the diamonds. So instead of buying all 30 Dow stocks, you can buy the diamonds. Again, same theme, which in my mind really solidifies the fact that this is a bear market rally. Negative divergence here, negative divergence in volume. There are opportunities out there, though. We looked just the other day at Playboy, at the stock. So we had a buy signal on our trading system, and we did over 8 and change, 8% in one day on the trade. I'm very happy with that. We got good volume. MACD is moving up, so that is an interesting chart. I think we're going to stick with it for the moment, even though we have what's called a little harami, which is kind of mother with baby. So here's mother with baby, and that's a reversal signal. So where can we look for a reversal if we want to continue to purchase this or get in on a new position? Typically what we see is the first pullback is going to be to this yellow 10-day moving average, typically. In this case, we pulled all the way back to the 22 in the VWAP. I think we can definitely pull back to the 10-day over here, and possibly to the 22-day moving average. The market is a little bit overbought, so this is not out of the question. MACD does look productive. You see a smaller MACD here, but it's moving up, so that's good news. So I like Playboy. I continue to like Playboy. That was a trade, actually I saw on Warden, but we had a trade signal on Wolf on Wall Street on our trading system. So one other chart that looks kind of interesting right now is RTI. So here's RTI. Let me show you a weekly chart of RTI, and a couple things that are interesting here with a weekly chart. So when we look for bottoms, one of the really common bottoms that we will see is capitulation, big volume near the end of the trend, and then we'll see what's called a rounding bottom, and typically price will round, but this is a very common thing to see, rounding volume, if you see that volume rounding like that. And quite honestly, this chart does not look much different than Playboy. We see the positive divergence that's built over here. Price is making lower lows, of course. This was making higher lows. So positive divergence, and we get a period of just lateral movement, which is typical of accumulation. This is typical of accumulation. So it looks like the buyers were coming in on RTI. If we take a look at a couple other things, like for instance volume, you can see that volume has been outstanding over here, right? We have our resistance level up here. You can see that we fooled around with that resistance a little bit, but volume's really picking up over here. So I think that this chart looks very similar to the Playboy chart, and if we just back out a little bit and look at that pattern that's forming over here, okay, we have our trend line there, there's our resistance, we have our support line here. This is called an ascending triangle. It's a bullish continuation pattern, and it's a very big one, and I think it's getting really close to breaking out. Now whether the market pulls back and this pulls back with it, maybe tags this bottom support line, another thing that could happen is it can break down below the support line. That's very common, to shake out some longs, to hit a bunch of stops, because that's how the market makers are making money, on actual volume traded. And then we could see a move up and through resistance over here. So this chart looks very similar. If we pull up real quick our channel max, there was Playboy, and you can see the buy signal over in Playboy. We'll jump to RTI, and this is metals. We don't need to really see it. Okay, there we go. And we're going to back out just a little bit. We're going to take a look at some of the trades that the system has produced. This is a 1 year testing period, so what you see in gray here is the beginning of the testing period. Whenever it's red, we're in a short position, so every dollar this goes down, we make money. Really, we made quite a bit of money, because look at this trend. I mean, this has just been a monster downtrend. We made, if we were in this, we made money on the long side, made money on the short side. This is a wash. Over here, made a lot of money, a lot of money. And if we just take a look at the buy signal that we have right now, you can see that we have a buy signal right here in effect, and we're really close to resistance. So this can break out. If it breaks out, the measuring implications, real quick, let me jump back to telechart. The measuring implications, typically what we want to do is take the top of the pattern, which is about, let's call that, we're at about $22 over there. And then the bottom of the pattern over here is around $12. So we have, at the point of breakout, which would be as we move above this line of resistance, we have a potential move here of about $10. So you're going to invest, at 20 or 22 or whatever, and you're going to make a good 30% easy. If you go on margin, of course, you can double that. But this is interesting. So take a look at the industrial metals and minerals. There may be some other jewels in there. I'm going to get back later tonight on Wolf on Wall Street. You can check out that site. We'll have some more ideas. We'll show you some more trade signals that have popped up. But be leery of this market, because it is way into overbought territory, and chasing stocks right now is not a great idea. Okay, so this is Brant from TradeGuild.net, and stop by the site. Also check out Wolf on Wall Street. Take a look at our links to Telechart and to Stock Finder. Okay, I appreciate you listening. Have a great trading week.